Hey everybody, Chris again from Four Directions Bushcraft. I'm out here chilling out in the woods today. Didn't go for a hike or anything, just relaxing. Probably gonna drink some tea or something. Anyway, I was gonna go over some char cloth today. I'm all out and I need to make some, so I figured I'd bring you along with me and make some char cloth today. If you're watching these bushcraft videos like this, you probably already know that. I mean, you probably already know to get your fire up off the ground. Fire likes to climb. Oxygen, that's pretty much a given, basics. But anyway, little tricks like that, if you're just starting out in this, will help you a lot, especially in the snow, in the rain, obviously, stuff like that. So, give me a second. I'll bring you along with me to gather my tinder bundle. I don't really know what I'm going to make it out of yet, but that's the whole challenge, right? Anyway, stay tuned. Okay, so here's something that I found. It's just a plain old cedar tree. We have a lot of cedars out here where my land is in Missouri. And what I do is I just take this stuff here, the bark of the cedar tree, and I just kind of scrape it, or I can use my knife. I scrape it and I gather up all that, and what I'll do with that is I'll process it down. I'll gather a lot of that, process it down, get some surface area out of it, and that'll be a good start for my tinder bundle. As I was scraping, right next to me is that nice poison ivy vine going all the way up that tree. It's got those hairs on it and everything. Gotta watch out for that poison ivy. You can still get it in the wintertime. Dead grass. There's some more of it over there. And I'm just gonna collect that. Just all the little dead, dry things that I can collect, obviously is gonna help. Trying to collect a tinder bundle. We have some usable resources for that tinder bundle, and also I was going through and I saw this little daylily here. They have little bulbs on the end of them. If you dig these up, they have little bulbs on the end of them that you can, they're edible. You wash them off and you can eat them. They're almost like the texture of little water chestnuts, kind of. But anyway, they're all over. I found one right there, and then here's another one. Little daylilies. Of course, it's wintertime right now, so I don't know how good they would be, and I don't want to dig them up right now and kill them off or anything. So we're gonna let them go. We have our dead grass. That we won't have to process up too much. I mean, it's really dry, so it'll catch really good. But I just tear this stuff up, and I'll just put that on top, in the middle of my tinder bundle. Almost acts like cattail fluff. So we'll just set that right there. This is my cedar bark, and we'll just tear that up. Again, I'm making more surface area, obviously, for that cold to catch, just like I do with anything. If this was a little damp, again, you could, during your hike, you could grab some of this, and you're hiking along, you can put it in between the layers of your clothes to dry it out. Don't put it up against your body. It'll drop your core temperature. Always in a survival situation, you got to worry about that hypothermia. And when you're out here practicing your self-reliance, you want to practice like it is a survival situation. You want to practice the right way, obviously. That way, in a true survival situation, It's like second nature to you. You already know what to do. A lot of survival is a mental game, you know. You got to worry about the fact that you're lost, or you're, you know, what you're surviving, what's the situations, you know. So that's a little hard to practice. But I'll tell you, if you know some of these tricks, it'll make it a heck of a lot easier to get through that situation. Anyway, so we got this processed up pretty good. It's a little dusty, but it sticks together pretty good. I mean, that's already a nest right there. I haven't even started forming it yet. So that cedar bark is really good stuff. So I'm just gonna form it into like a nest or a baseball, you know, just kind of fold it over on itself until it sticks together. And then we're gonna go ahead and put this fluffy grass just right on top of it. And then all my shavings and everything just go on top of that. Alright, now I don't have any char cloth, but I do have some charred cattail. And we're going to try to get a spark on that. And that's going to start our fire. And then we're going to make some char cloth. This is my little fire kit. I just keep it in a plastic bag. This is a bunch of cattail fluff that I carry around, just in case. I dried it out, fluffed it up. But that's what I'll use to char, actually. You know, I'll just put it in here like I do my cloth, and I'll char it up. I keep a little piece of flint in there. But that's all charred cattail. Real fluffy. It'll catch a spark real easy. The problem is, if you put it on top of this and then strike your knife across it, it tends to fall apart and fall out and everything. So what I'm going to do is I try to catch a little spark inside the tin itself, and then we're going to go ahead and place it in the bundle. So let's see if we can actually do that. Now this is a little tougher than it looks. So your knife has to be carbon steel, and what this flint rock will do is actually peel bits and pieces of your knife, the back of your knife, off, and that's what combusts, is that carbon steel. So it's actually flaking the back of your knife off. These Mora knives from the factory, they come kind of rounded up here, up on top in the spine. That one I grinded down flat. So I just took it to the grinder and flattened it down. That way I can really strike my ferro rod, and I made this a 90-degree angle for doing so. So if you do buy these Mora knives, this is a Mora Companion. It's an awesome knife. I love these knives. Anyway, if you do buy them, you have to do that little modification in order to get that 90-degree edge on the back of that knife. Strike your ferro rod really easy. So anyway, you need a carbon steel blade, and you're gonna strike it against this flint, try to get a spark to land in here in our charred cattail. So I finally got a spark to land in there. It took forever. I didn't think I was gonna get it. But that cattail stays lit. It'll catch the finest sparks. I went through 2 rocks, and the back of my knife looks horrible now. but we finally got a spark on there. I got an old cloth from home, and you can use your shirt, you can use a piece of your sweater, anything if you're stuck in a situation where you need to make some char cloth. I got my little Altoids tin here, and all I do is I put a hole. I just put a hole in the top of it. You can put it on the side, bottom, anywhere you want. That's so the gases can escape. Because what this is going to do is it's going to burn that cloth in there, but there's not going to be any oxygen getting to the cloth, so it doesn't combust. It just turns to char. That way it catches a spark really easy. You know, using char cloth or charred materials takes a lot of the variables out of primitive fire. It takes a lot of the humidity variables, obviously what types of wood you're going to use, because you're not going to be using friction. You can carry it anywhere, you know, as long as you keep it dry, obviously. It's just another tool that you can use to help you get some fire started. That's really hot. So, what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to cut sections of this, little squares, and I'm going to put it in my tin. It doesn't have to be pretty. And I'm going to set it in the fire, and I'm going to watch for the gases to escape out of the hole that I made. When those gases stop, when that smoke stops coming out of that hole, I know my char cloth is done. So then I just go ahead and pull it off, and I wait for it to cool down. And I just keep it in my little Altoids tin here until I need to use it. And you set it on top of the piece of your flint that you're striking with the back of your knife. You set it on top of that piece of flint and strike it. And hopefully, with any luck from the fire gods, you will catch a spark on there, and it'll catch any little bitty spark, and you'll be able to get yourself a fire. That charred cattail is a little harder. It's real hard. I prefer the char cloth because every time I've used it, it's pretty much of a guaranteed fire. You don't want to pack it too tight, just 4 or 5 pieces in there. So close it up, and we're going to put it in there. We're going to make sure that hole is uncovered. Okay, now I don't know if you can see this, but we do have some gases starting to come out of there. The gases will actually come out of the hole and catch on fire. So we just wait for those gases to stop, and then our char cloth will be done. Okay, so that was about a minute or two in that hot fire there, and I don't see any gases coming out of it anymore. I don't see any smoke coming from the top of that hole. It's not on fire anymore, so we're gonna move it out of there and see what we got. It's all cooled down. just go ahead and open it up and see how far it reduced down. Now that's all charred up real nice in there. That'll catch a spark real easy. Now I can carry that anywhere I want. I'll just leave it in here with a piece of flint, and I'll be good to go. And it only takes a minute, you know. It's really fast. Just gonna take a piece of this char cloth that we just made, and I'm actually gonna put it to the test here. I don't have a good piece of flint anymore because I actually broke up all the flint that I had trying to start that cattail, and that was tough. But I'm just gonna put my char cloth on top of my little piece of flint, and I'm gonna hold it down like that, and then I'm gonna take my knife and see if I can't catch a spark on there. See a lot of sparks, but there we go. And so that'll just spread and spread across that char cloth. Put that in your tinder bundle, blow it into flame, and you got yourself a fire. So go ahead, go out, make yourself some char cloth, practice with these things. Sometimes it's almost luck that you get that little spark on there and it'll catch, but keep trying and keep trying. Good luck with your bushcraft. And this is Chris with 4 Directions Bushcraft on char cloth, charred cattail, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks for your views, comments, and support.